bienvenidos a la Daily Hustle. Soy Enrique Byrnes y presidente es el mejor cerveza. No abate por No Filter Network. Miguelito San Dieguito, not with us today. Will the Thrill, not with us today, but he's back with us tomorrow evening, 6 p.m. Deuces Wild. Regardless, as you guys know, we come on here each and every single morning and we properly salute our boys and each and every one of you. Yes, 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 yes. Woo! Remember this, folks. When we are juiceful, we are useful. And when we are juiceless, we are fucking useless. John Davis, John Emmanuel Ramos Henderson. I mean, happy fucking New Year, guys. This is good to be back and firing. Let's not forget our title sponsor to get this out of the way. Bet Online, the number one online gambling destination for all the latest news, scores, odds, predictions. Go to Bet Online. They have over 150 slot games, everything and anything that you would like to gamble on, it is there. And do not forget to type in the promo code BLEAV, capital B, LEAV, for 50% off your first deposit. Bet Online, the game starts here. Okay, the Daily Hustle quote of the day. Tomorrow is the first blank page of a 365-day book. Write your own fucking story. Simple as that. Daily Hustle translation. With every new year, we have an opportunity to reflect back upon the previous year and then game plan the direction we want to go moving forward. The first thing we must do is understand what we are trying to accomplish. Personally, I have a list of things that I want to work toward achieving in 2025. Some I may reach, and others I may come up short. But regardless, as I get up each morning, I am the one who gets to decide the story I am going to write that day. Ironically, I spent 2024 collecting a single quote each day and just finished a quote book containing 365 hard-charging, life-optimizing messages. As we have said so many times before in the Daily Hustle, what we do is who we are. Our actions are not only creating our character, but they are creating our story. No matter what story we choose to live, let's remain relentlessly consistent in action and make sure we all write the story we want to tell in 2025. There it is. Yeah, so basically, I saw that quote where it's talking about, okay, tomorrow's the first blank page. And the funny thing is that last January 1st, and a lot of these coincide with the Daily Hustle, right? I just started collecting quotes. And some days I'd get like, a couple of them, 2, 3. Other days I didn't get any. But for the most part, I was pretty consistent in a quote here, a quote here. I was actually at like 345 when the year ended. So I officially am not done yet because I'm going to say around 15 to 20 to fill in. But what I'm doing with these quotes, basically, think of them as like mini daily hustles without overdoing it. Each one has a short translation that I think we all are able to relate to. That's the beauty about quotes too, and understand this. They're not always perceived the exact same or even translated the exact same by different people. So that's why I always like to do the Daily Hustle translation, which is how we view it. Well, personally, it's just, I guess it's how I view it. So, anyhow, let's get into the Daily Hustle articles from the day. The NFL playoff picture is now set. The Minnesota Vikings and Detroit Lions faced off last night. The Lions look fucking good. I will be shocked if that team does not go to the Super Bowl. They are the best team in football right now. Jared Goff, and think about this. What a success story. This is a guy that went to the Super Bowl, faced off with Tom Brady, went toe-to-toe with Tom Brady, got basically ousted. The Rams said, fuck off. We no longer want you. He gets relegated to Detroit, of all places, who have never been to a Super Bowl. One of the most losing franchises in the history of sports. And within a few years now, he has turned that team into the best team in football. Kudos to him. Kudos to Dan Campbell, arguably the most entertaining coach in all of professional sports right now. It's fucking awesome. So here we go. All right. You got the number one seed in the NFC. Like I said, it was the Lions. The Lions are in the NFC North title and the bye after beating Minnesota last night. Their playoff opponents have still to be determined. The Lions have first round bye. Number two, the Philadelphia Eagles. The Eagles clinched this seed with their Week 17 win against Dallas to win the NFC East. They will play Green Bay during the wild card weekend. That should be a hell of a game. The 3 seed, who would have thought this? The Tampa Bay Buccaneers with a dramatic win Sunday that came down to the final moments. The Bucs clinched the NFC South to at last earn a playoff berth. Had the Buccaneers lost and Atlanta won, the Falcons would have made the playoffs and knocked out Tampa. When the Los Angeles Rams lost a few hours later, the Bucs improved to the 3rd seed. Crazy. They will play Washington in a wild card round that is going to be 7:30 p.m. Eastern time on January 12th. The number 4 seed, the Rams, a close loss to Seattle in Week 18 affected LAC, so they moved down. Instead of hosting Washington in the wild card round as the 3 seed, the Rams will now have will now host either the Lions or what? No. Somehow this fucked up. I don't even know why I'm reading this thing. Number 5, the 5 seed in the NFC is the Vikings, 14-3. That's a rough 5 seed, huh? A loss in the regular season finale dropped the Vikings from 1st to 5th. They will play the Rams, let's see, at Los Angeles. Holy shit, man. Yeah, so they're going to be hosting, the Rams are going to be hosting the Vikings. That's on January 13th. The Commanders got the 6th seed. Commanders pulled off a second-half comeback Sunday against Dallas to clinch the NFC 6th seed, but needed to know the outcome of the Rams regular season before they could lock in their first-round matchup. All right, here. They would be playing Tampa Bay. I've mentioned that. And then the Packers, they're the 7th seed and will be playing the Eagles. The AFC, obviously, it is the Kansas City Chiefs with the 1 seed before even playing Sunday. The Chiefs had already locked up their 9th consecutive AFC West championship and the number 1 seed, and then they went out and got pounded, as did the Bills, losing to the Patriots, by the way. The champion of the AFC East, the Bills lost in Week 18. They essentially rested everybody. It did not affect their seed. Now they're going to play Denver in the wild card round coming up here January 12th as well. The Ravens get the 3 seed. They'll be playing Pittsburgh. Why do I feel like it's the 10th time that those two teams have played each other? I imagine the Ravens are going to be pretty good favorites. I mean, they just played. Huh. All right, the number 4 seed is going to be the Texans. The Texans beat Tennessee in Week 18, having already clinched the AFC South. They are going to play the Chargers in a wild card matchup. I guess that is a home game for the Texans. Don't sleep on Jim Harbaugh and the crew. They're the number 5 seed. They routed Las Vegas. Of course, they did 34-20 20 in week 18 to move up to the 5th seed rather than fall to the 6th. They're at Houston. The 6th seed's the Steelers. They've been reeling. They ended their season on a 4-game losing streak. And like I mentioned, they are going to play at Baltimore in that wild card round. And then the 7th seed, the Broncos, claimed the 7th and final playoff spot by beating Kansas City 38-0. Holy shit. 38-0. I didn't know it was that bad. The victory clinched the berth in the outright eliminated Miami and Cincinnati. Poor Cincy. So they win a trip to Buffalo. That ought to be a good one as well. Okay, the next thing I want to hit here. I mean, this is fucking crazy. A surfer rides a monster wave at Mavericks. Over 100 feet tall, it is now believed to be a world record. Now, let's not forget, this is not the only world record that has been set in Half Moon Bay. If you go back to 2019, somebody out there actually played 420 holes of golf in a 24-hour period, breaking the speed golf world record. I don't know who that would be, but this was the next world record to be broken. Look how small that guy looks. Look how heavy that wave looks. Holy shit, man. I will tip my cap and pass my crown as the only guy to set a world record in Half Moon Bay. And I will certainly tell you that this one is way more impressive and certainly way more life-threatening. Okay, let's check this out. It says, on Christmas Eve, the surfer from Santa Cruz rode a wave at Mavericks that witnesses say was over 100 feet tall, which would set the world record. But how do you reliably measure a wave? That's a great question. As a friend on a jet ski, Alois Slabir, towed Alois Slabir into a towering gray monster of a wave near Half Moon Bay on Christmas Eve. The Santa Cruz surfer had no idea he might be riding into a world record, but a jaw-dropping photo of Slabir, relatively tiny form racing down a collapsing mountain of ice-cold Pacific Ocean water, has gone viral, with knowledgeable big wave surfers around the globe speculating that the wave was over 100 feet tall and that Slabir, at 23 years old, has set a world record. But did he? For all of the ferocity, big waves are among the most what a word here. Ephemeral phenomenon in all sports. They're almost impossible to precisely rank. I do say that. You can't measure Mount Everest every day of the week for 100 years. It never moves. Or says you can measure Mount Everest, said Bill Sharp, who has spent decades orchestrating the world's most rigorous big wave surfing awards. But even the biggest wave lasts for only a few seconds, and then it's gone forever. So anointing a new world record holder isn't like handing someone a gold medal after winning an Olympic event, Sharp said. It's more like naming a new pope. Once a year, Sharp, a former editor of Surfing Magazine, and a conclave of wise men and women get together in a closed room to study the photos and videos submitted by surfers from around the world in an effort to determine who was lucky or crazy enough to ride the biggest wave on film. Okay, I don't know, man. I mean, look, if he's 6 feet tall, and you basically, if I would just start from here, right? 6, 12, 18, 24. He's actually where he's sitting right here. This is nuts. Like, we're talking like almost 50 feet where he actually is. It's insane. So, yeah, I look, whether it's a world record or not, I have no fucking idea. But what's crazy is that Jeff Clark, back in the day, he surfed that by himself for 15 years. Nobody else was out there at all. And he was out there doing his thing. I remember in one of the surf documentaries that I watched, They were talking about, one of the guys was explaining it, one of these legendary surfers. He's like, it was kind of like going out there at night and wrestling a grizzly bear and then killing it and then like sleeping in its carcass and not telling anybody about it. Like, that's how impressive of a feat it was when Jeff was doing this. So, now you go out there, there's fucking 50 people, 100 people in the lineup at Mavericks. So it's cool. I mean, everything evolves, and I think it's kind of like Roger Bannister when he broke the 4-minute mile barrier, and it took one, and then within 6 months there was another 50 people who had done it. Well, very similar to Mavericks and all of these big waves. Okay, third story here: Deion Sanders reveals why Shadeur Sanders, Travis Hunter will not attend the NFL draft. Now, this is interesting because yesterday it was, I want to get this straight. The Patriots lost. Excuse me, the Patriots won. They beat the Bills. So by them winning, they lost the number one pick. That now goes to the Tennessee Titans. So here is Deion Sanders. It says it's possible Colorado Buffaloes could have their first 2 picks in the NFL draft. Interesting. And Travis Hunter and the quarterback Shadeur Sanders, but don't expect to see either of them at Lambeau Field in Green Bay in April. Sanders has been linked to several teams picking in the top 10, including the Cleveland Browns, Tennessee Titans, New York Giants, New York Jets, and Las Vegas Raiders, while seemingly every team in the top 10 could take Hunter, who doubles his value as both a wide receiver and a cornerback. And while typically guaranteed first rounders attend the draft in person to walk across the stage, shake Commissioner Roger Goodell's hand, and pose for a photo with the new team's jersey, Sanders already announced during a recent podcast appearance that he won't be at the draft in person. Quote, my draft plans, I think we're going to do it in Colorado, Shadeur said. I'm not going to the draft in Green Bay. I don't know too many details about it, but I know it's going to be in Colorado. That's all I know. Colorado head coach Deion Sanders recently shed some light on the situation, claiming that Shadeur and Hunter are bucking the in-person draft tradition so they can host a big blowout on campus instead. Quote, you won't see us at the draft, Deion said during a recent appearance on the Rich Eisen show. We're good, man. Shadeur and Hunter, they want to celebrate with our people, with our folks, with our wonderful student body. I like that. I do. The NFL's probably pissed, but I think so long as they have camera access to the party that's taking place in Boulder, who gives a fuck? So for all the people that are bitching and complaining, oh no, aren't they at the draft? Shut the fuck up. They're going to do their thing. They've always done their thing. And they've done it really, really fucking well. They've far exceeded everybody's expectations. So I'm sure this blowout bash draft day party is going to be awesome. And how cool for Shadeur and Travis Hunter to be able to celebrate with their teammates, celebrate with the students of Colorado. And to have that light shine on Colorado, what better? It makes it not only about the NFL and the draft, the teams and the players, but, and this is where Deion is fucking brilliant, it makes it about the school. Fuck yeah. Awesome. Kudos to Shadeur, kudos to Travis, and really kudos to Deion for making that decision. All right. Couple more here, and then we'll go. How about this? Ohio State and Penn State advancing to the college playoff semifinal is bringing, ready for this, $40 million. $40 million to the Big Ten. This is why players get paid. And this is why everyone bitching about NIL and everything else. Go fuck off. I mean, come on. It says, according to Front Office Sports, the conference leads the nation in payout rankings with 4 conference wins. The Big Ten has earned $40 million, including $14 million for winning the Rose Bowl and the Fiesta Bowl, respectively. This is significant considering the conference expanded from 14 to 18 schools ahead of the season. The West Coast Flair has added brand names to a primarily Midwest-based conference, which includes Oregon, USC, UCLA, and Washington from the Pac-12. Yeah, let's not forget, Oregon won the conference. So you have Ohio State in the semifinal. You have Penn State in the semifinal. But Oregon was the one that actually took it down. So what a year for the Big Ten. And at what point do you change the name? The Big 18, I don't know. I don't know. Maybe you don't. I guess you just keep it Big Ten. Whatever. Regardless, huge payout in the conference. And that's why these schools are coming together. That's it. The whole thing was done for money. USC, UCLA, immediately just from the TV rights deal, I forget what the number was, but it was like $3 million a year that they were getting from the Pac-12 in TV money, and it went from 3 to 30. It's just like, it's a no-brainer where you're going to go and what you're going to do. And yeah, it sucks for us traditionalists. I like the Pac-12. I still look at Oregon as a Pac-12. I still look at USC, UCLA, Pac-12. Arizona State, Pac-12. 1,000%. And then right here, you have a 55-year-old, ready for this? Ran a marathon every day in 2024. World record chaser Hild Dasong is used as running extreme distances. Still says she underestimated the challenge. To run a fucking marathon every day. Hild Dasong's ambitious goal for last year would humble most of our New Year's resolutions. At the start of 2024, the Belgian set out to hold a world record as the first woman to run a marathon every single day of the year, 366 in total. It was a leap year, so you get the extra day. On December 31st, a 55-year-old finished her last 26.2 miler in Ghent, Belgium. To make it official, Dasong is working to submit evidence of her mileage, including GPS data, images, and witness reports to Guinness World Record officials. It's not that easy. You got to get them involved in it. And hopefully they'll recognize it. But again, it's not that easy. I went through that process. I'm still not the world record holder for the 12-hour one. It's not official, at least. I am the world record. I was. Actually, I think there was a guy that beat it. A 24-hour one. What we had to do is you had to have 6 golf professionals with you at all time working in 4-hour increments. And then you had to have, I think it was like the actual guy, the guy from Guinness in the jacket and everything, on hand for the last 8 hours of it. So there's this dude following me around a golf course. It's wild. And we had to pay a lot of money to get him there. Now, thankfully, we raised a lot of money for the Let Them Play Foundation. But regardless, I don't care if Guinness recognizes it or not. It's certainly an incredible feat. And then, I don't know if you guys saw this, but this is one of the coolest things that I have seen in a long time. Let's see here. It was Mike Evans, the all-pro wideout for the Tampa Bay Bucks, makes NFL history, and he cashes a $3 million incentive with a catch on the final play of the game. The Bucks had the NFC title locked in, but Baker Mayfield had one more pass to hit his guy. The Tampa Bay Bucks turned the New Orleans Saints over on downs to seal their Week 18 win and give them the NFC South title in the final playoff berth in the NFC. So this was a must-win game for the Bucks. With just seconds left to tick off the fourth quarter Sunday, one would think quarterback Baker Mayfield would assume victory formation and kneel out the win, but he had another thing on his mind. He wanted his favorite target to make NFL history and $3 million in incentives in the process. Every Tampa Bay fan knew Mike Evans entered the game needing 5 catches and 85 yards to earn a $3 million bonus. The yards specifically would make NFL history too, as Evans would become the first player to ever start their career with 11 1,000-yard seasons. That's awesome. It would also tie the great Jerry Rice's all-time record of 11 seasons of 1,000 yards. When the Bucs took the ball over at the end of the game, Evans had 8 catches, but only 80 yards. He needed 5 more yards to set the NFL record to earn himself the $3 million. So instead of kneeling, which is what any quarterback would do in that situation, and head coach would instruct him to do in that situation, Mayfield dropped back through a quick ball to his left, and Evans picked it up for 9 yards and finished the game with 9 catches and 89 yards to hit the mark. Evans launched the ball into the sky, and rookie teammate Jalen McMillan immediately ran over to him to celebrate. The entire Raymond James Stadium crowd freaked out, knowing Evans got what everybody wanted to see. The rest of Evans' Bucs teammates ran over to congratulate him as he walked off the field. This was one of the coolest scenes I've seen in a long time. And so, even if you are the Tampa Bay Buccaneers and it just cost you $3 million, who gives a fuck? That was worth it. Now, you do have to look at it from a perspective of ownership going, damn, man. Oh, okay, whatever. But the human spirit collectively coming together, and you could say to fuck the Bucs. I don't think that's fair, though. They're going to the playoffs. Mike Evans has been a model of consistency throughout the years. He earned this. He deserves this. And kudos to Baker Mayfield for making it happen. Because I'm not sure that was a play that was radioed in. Just a fascinating story. The real cool thing was to see the way the teammates reacted. And players first. It's always got to be that way. Always got to be that way. And to see how genuinely excited the other players were for Mike Evans was fucking awesome. And then the crowd knowing this and seeing this. So it'll be fun to watch the Bucs. They're going to have their hands full with the Commanders in that first round, but that's it. Okay. All right, I got a pickleball game. Everyone have a fantastic day. Joe and John, man. I love how you guys are always firing away in the chat. Have a great day, guys. Back tomorrow, Daily Hustle, and then back tomorrow evening with the Deuces Wild pod. If you're listening on Apple, Spotify, do us a favor. 5-star review would be super, super cool. If you're feeling generous, you can even write a little review. It really helps in all facets. So, and if you're watching on YouTube, by the way, thank you. Go ahead, fire comments, fire questions, whatever it is. I don't check the YouTube much, but our great No Filter Network, DFE, that's do fucking everything. Like, Leslie is awesome in sending me this stuff. So she has a couple different times. So if you guys have questions, you have comments, fire away. I will get to as many as possible and then also bring them up on the shows and everything else. All right, that's it. See ya.